Today, I have a really interesting product review for you, and it brought up a lot of feelings, weirdly, when I was testing these White Knight watercolors, which I will get to in a minute. But I was so blown away by their quality, but also their price. It just reminded me of something that I've been seeing a lot lately pop up in some otherwise very warm and welcoming Facebook groups, my personal one being one of them. But I noticed a lot that people are quite judgy about the art supplies that other people are using. And I'm not okay with that. It is a huge world out there, first of all, and art supplies can range in quality and price, right? Like they can be so cheap and absolute crap. And then you can also have these fine art supplies that are literally hundreds and thousands of dollars that only the finest of artists and people with resources can afford to buy. So I just want to give a gentle reminder to everyone who enjoys watching product reviews and for anyone who is part of a greater art community, whether that's in person or online, to please give grace to the supplies that your peers are using. Everyone is in a different place. And I also need to just remind you, and today's product review and supply swatching is such the best example of this, is that just because an art supply is the most expensive does not mean that it's the best. So while you might be able to afford the very best, I hate to break it to you, but there might be products that are less expensive that are a better quality. And maybe you just don't know what they are. Maybe you still think that the more expensive is the better. But I really am here to tell you, I've tested so many products and time again, there are these little unicorns that kind of pop up that really defy the price tag and the quality. Okay, so continue watching product reviews from myself and other artists. I think they are really educational. And just keep an open mind that your choice is not the only choice. There's a lot of amazing choices out there. And please be respectful of people in your community of whatever they're using, because it might not be the best, but it might only be what they can afford. And that is okay. And that is not for you to judge them on whether that is okay or not. Okay. So while I do encourage everyone to buy the best supplies that you can afford, I actually don't really. I actually would much rather you be playing and make a hot mess with cheap supplies, having the time of your life and learning like crazy, and then leveling up little by little as you get better and better as the years go on. All right. So priority should be fun. It should be learning. And then as you can get better. So without further ado, I'm going to be comparing these amazing White Knight watercolors that are granulating. And this is coming just off the heels of testing 40 of Schmincke's super granulating watercolors as well. And my socks are knocked off, and these are half the price of Schmincke, which is like the snobby, the top of the top. White Knights are better, I'm telling you. So just a perfect example. And this was on my mind like crazy as I was swatching. So enjoy learning along with me. Not all the watercolors you'll see me swatching today are granulating, but most of them are. And yeah, I was just totally blown away. So enjoy. If you have any thoughts on all of this, please let me know in the comments. I'm dwindling down on the number of product reviews I have coming up. And then we'll be switching to doing some more actual fun projects to bring them with you. If you would like to do some amazing mixed media projects with me on the regular, come and check out my Mixed Media Society. I'll put links in the description box for you below. Let's swatch some White Knights. Let's go. I was gonna paint a mermaid, and then I thought, wait, I want to test these new colors out. These are by White Knight. My friend Lucy's been talking about White Knights for a 100 years, and I finally bought some, and then I bought some more, and then I bought some more, and I haven't swatched a single one. But for mermaid, I thought this little palette of pastels would be adorable. I swatch all of my swatches in a little swatchy book. Okay. So I'm on my second volume. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably do them this way. Yeah, which is a lot pushing. Usually I like to do no more than 2 rows. But to last, here we are. So how do I Swatcheroony. They have to be skinny. That's good Caucasian skin tone. That's perfect for my mermaid. The little swishing you hear is oh, that's so nice. These remind me of gouache. They're like so pigmented. And after I did the schminky test, I'm sorry, but I was really disappointed in my schminka, excuse me. Those cost a flipping fortune. So I was expecting like lovely, robust pigmentation, but no, that is not what they delivered. And then you have these white knights who they don't give you half pans, they give you full on tans for a fraction of the price. And look how richly, deliciously pigmented these bad boys are. Like, that is what I'm talking about. I don't know, sometimes I feel like there's a lot of kind of snobbery that goes on with art supplies. There's a lot of people get very judgy about art supplies, which I really hate a lot. So I like some good quality. I like a good price. And I do find a lot of times that the bougie ones, just because they're really expensive, for sure doesn't mean they're the best. Like, I'm finding this more and more, which is why I like and I enjoy swatching and testing art supplies. Because the only way to do it is just to see it for yourself. And a lot of people like only recommend just the very, very best. And I do find that the very, very best only means most expensive and does not mean necessarily the best product. So when in doubt, my friends, test it out for yourself and don't be like pushed into getting supplies that you can't afford. Ask around and see what other people think about different things. Now, does that mean that art supplies don't come in varying qualities? Of course not. They really do. But make up your own mind. Don't just get pushed and bullied into getting something wicked expensive because the art snobs come after you. And trust me, they do. They really do. All right, this is a lovely set. Just lovely. All right, I'm going to mark in what the colors are, and then I'm going to test these quick next. And these are granulating. These are not. These are just pastels, and these are granulating. Can't wait to see. All right, that one is swatch. And this is also why I always do my swatches in a separate book, because look at this. The swatch book for the White Knights is only 3 across, but you have 4 across here. That drives me, like, my brain can't handle that. So this is why I always do this myself. Now this one is 4 across. Why is that other one not 4 across? I don't know. Is it all so crazy? All right, now this one I'm really excited about because these are actually granulating. Oh my God. Yes. This is what I mean. Like, just having rich pigmentation is, oh my God. I want to go swimming in that color. Now, I thought I was going to be doing a mermaid in the pastels. No way. I'm doing them in these ones. Oh my freaking God, that is awesome. Look how yummy that is. And that's like with a ton of water. Like, these are super juicy. Super juicy, woosy. Samples here. Oh my God. Yes, that is what I am talking about. These lame, soft and gentle colors. I want all the drama. Not that there is not there are projects where I'm going to need my pastel set, which is why I got it, for sure. But then there's also times when you need when you need a drama. And I love blues and greens the most. And this one looks like it is not disappointing whatsoever. Now, these are supposed to be granulating. I'm not seeing much granulation right now, but they are juicy baboosy. And then, thank God I didn't throw away the boxes, which I will do once these are swatched, because I do putting the names under the colors. And then after this, I'm going to swatch my oh, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at this purple. Yes, King. And this beautiful green. Oh, this is like a gray. Weird. It looks super green in the pan. So I always have to swatch watercolors more than any other art supply. Oh, and this also looks green in the pan. And this is like a purple. Fascinating. All right, I'm going to dry those and take a gander and then do the big set. All right, look at these gorgeous colors. And yes, when they dry, you can start seeing the different shades. This one has some gray in it. This is gray and blue. Same here. That's super granulating. I really love when you can actually see the two different colors separate. Look at this gorgeous aquamarine mist. It's like a navy and like a light cobalt. So gorgeous. This lilac mist reminds me of a really light imperial purple by Daniel Smith. This one is very reminiscent of Moonglow. There's violet mist. These are delicious colors. Delicious. All right, last but not least, I'm going to be swatching this set. Don't worry, I'm not going to open these on camera because it's fully boring. And I'll probably do that. But I'm going to make sure that I do like how on their boxes they list all the colors for you. That's super helpful. And they're in order. A lot of manufacturers actually don't put them in order, which drives me bananas. So that means I can scrap the wrappers and then use this for my swatch. And then I just can't wait to have them all ready to go so I can do some art projects with them. It just dawned on me that if you have never swatched watercolors before, this might be your first video. It's a little rude of me that I presume you know how to do everything. So you just unwrap these suckers and then there's little metal clasps in here and you just tuck these pans back in here. Again, I can't believe that these come in full pans. The white knights are super good value, like a super good value. And as you already saw really quickly, their pigmentation is also no joke. So let me get these all unwrapped, tucked back into their little spot, and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, I finally unwrapped everything. The only weird thing that I've never seen before is that some of the paper got embedded into the watercolors themselves, which is icky. But I know that when I put my brush into there, it'll slough off. It's not the worst thing in the whole entire world. And as these continue to dry, I'm just seeing more and more really pretty effects on those, which I'm delighted about. All right, so this swatch, by the way, is a really nice activity if you're stressed or if you're creatively stuck and you're not sure what to work on, or you're not feeling motivated. It's way too much water. You're not feeling motivated to work on something. Swatching is super relaxing. What I like to do, and I was actually just doing this when I was unwrapping. Hello, Gorva. Thing is just super relaxing. Super relaxing, right? You don't need any skills. You just do little patches. It's actually a good way to practice your watercolor too. I was just listening to a spooky podcast while I was unwrapping all of these. Oh my God. Please, White Knight. I have glass beads in my water jar. Whoa, look at this one. Oh my God. I'm dying. Knocks my paint loose a lot faster. Oh my, yes, please. This is awkward because there's only 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will do 6. I will do 7. This is one with a lot of paper on it. So, no big deal. I can make this one longer since we have the space for it. Oh, the rich pigmentation I am dying over. Just, yes. And then with this leftover space, I can just label this White Knight so I know what they are. And then we start the next one. So far, so happy with everything that I've swatched so far. And good Lord, let me see how much they cost too. Okay, so just to let you know how crazy reasonable these are, a half of these of Schminke is $14, and a full pan of White Knights is under $4. That is bananas. And the pigment is 10 times better. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is what I'm talking about. Don't always listen to the art snobs and swatch your shit yourself so you know. But seriously, I just get tired of people being judgy because, and you know, you can't always afford like the premium, but also premium isn't always premium. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox, I promise. Okay, but seriously, loving these colors. Whatever set this is that I bought, what did I buy? I don't know. I just bought the 21 set. All right, this one is a little gooey with paper. Oh my God, look at that purple. Look at that purple. Jeez. Purple. And what is this? I actually bought this entire set because I was on a live with my friend Lucy. We teach a ton together, live and not live, but we do a lot of things together. And she was using one of the ruby reds in here. Forget which one it was. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, what is that? I need that in my life right now. And I bought this whole set just because of this one red color that she was using. Ooh, super dark green. So again, I mentioned before, I love greens and blues and purples, and that's what this whole set is. So I'm dying with happiness right now. I cannot have enough greens and blues and purples. Nope, I can't. And look, there's 21 more, and I'm delighted. I'm just getting these out. So if you haven't tried White Night, you don't have a ton of money, these are an awesome, epic choice. Look at that orange. Oh, this is just to die for. And for being someone who's spent the last 7 years collecting Daniel Smith, I just wish I knew about these sooner. I could have saved a lot of money. These are awesome. All right, so here are, as it turns out, I'm so dumb. I just bought these so quickly that I didn't realize this is actually a full granulating set as well. And I still can't believe the price tag. These were $81, and I bought a dot card of all 40 colors of the Schmincke granulating sets. And comparatively speaking, you can just see, I have a whole video on the Schmincke ones, but you can see just at a glance how much more richly pigmented all the White Nights are than the Schmincke ones. They're very pale by comparison. I mean, look at this one. They're really quite pale. Those are also granulating, but also don't see any granulating. So holy value. I'm super impressed. I'm super happy with my purchase, and I do highly recommend them. Saved a boatload of money and get awesome professional effects. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So when in doubt, swatch it out or go onto YouTube, watch some reviews like this so as you understand what you are buying and what bang for your buck you are or are not getting. All right, thanks. Enjoy.